Okay, hello there ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It's Alexander Hilly123 here and it's time for a new video. As you can see, yet more Resident Evil 4 Professional Difficulty Let's Play / Walkthrough. And we are on Chapter 5/3, which is possibly the longest and most grueling chapter in the whole game, and a chapter that had me raging.
He's not making it easy. The sample?
Sadler's got it. It seems he sniffed out our little game.
Perfect.
Just so we understand each other clearly, I don't trust you, nor does Wesker. If you try to do anything clever, I will kill you.
Is that so? You know, I met Wesker long before you.
We'll see soon enough if you did.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, we've got to fight it in this chapter. The tankiest boss in the game. And we've got to fight Krauser as well. And in this chapter, ladies and gentlemen, we will receive 2 wreckages, bringing our total number of wreckages from 1 to 3. I'm trying to think right now of where we got wrecked before in the game, but I can't quite remember. No, I can't remember at all. But yes, we get wrecked twice in this chapter, and in the penultimate chapter and the last chapter, there is 1 more wreckage as well. It's definitely realistic that one day I could complete Professional with 0 deaths. It's not something that I would actually go for though, as a, you know, as an aim and a goal. It's always puzzled me why these guys shoot the crossbow when you're not there. But they do. Good axe throw, bro. So I think there's a flash grenade in here. And 3 grand. Which is why I come here. Otherwise I'd just leave this area straight away. Nice one. Knock him down and I'm on my way. And we've got to engage in a constant quick time event here, a knife fight with Krauser, which quite simply isn't fun. You've got to have your wits about you every time you do it. But I can't really remember getting wrecked here. It's like I said earlier on in the game, if you press X and A and LT and RT during a cutscene, the game will usually let you have it. Let's say it says LT and RT and you press that and X and A, it'll usually let you off.
Been a long time.
But yes, this cutscene is the developers of Resident Evil 6's
Krauser.
favourite part of Resi 4.
I died in a crash 2 years ago. Is that what they told you?
You're the one who kidnapped Ashley.
You catch on quick, as expected. After all, you and I both know where we come from.
What do you want?
The sample Sadler developed, that's all.
Leave Ashley out of this.
Oh, I needed her to buy Sadler's trust in me. Like you, I'm American.
got her involved just for that?
The dueling knives.
All for Umbrella's sake.
Umbrella?
Almost let it slip. Enough talk. Die, comrade!
Ada!
Well, if it isn't the bitch in the red dress.
Looks like we have the upper hand here.
You may be able to prolong your life, but it's not like you can escape your inevitable death, is it?
You knew each other?
More or less. Maybe it's about time you told me the reason why you're here.
Maybe some other time.
Enjoy the reunion with your old friend?
As a matter of fact, I did.
Wonderful. I wouldn't want my special guests on the island feeling unattended.
Guess I'm supposed to thank you, right?
Ah, I have an idea. Since you're here, why don't I introduce you to it? It should keep you busy.
Can't remember the name, huh? A senior moment, perhaps.
Oh. Enjoy the fun.
Number of things to talk about there. Number one, how does Ada jump down to the lower level in high heels, which has got to be like a 10-foot drop? I'm not entirely sure. And I like the utterly ridiculous and silly dialogue between Leon and Sadler. And I want to know if it actually has a proper name. I'm guessing that it does. I will Google that after this video is done. All I know, ladies and gentlemen, is he's one tanky motherfucker. But yes, I believe that this ridiculous room is also in the first Resident Evil movie. I've got that in my head, but I'm not sure if it's right. I think it might be. I saw the first movie. It was okay, I guess. Pretty decent. I never watched any of the others, but I've heard they range from pretty average to downright terrible. Which I can believe. But movies aren't really my thing. But yeah, the It fight, the first part of it, in these cages, these kind of containers, where you've got to press these buttons and then they just fall randomly, and if you're still on that by the time the timer goes down, obviously you're dead. But it's never happened to me. Even on my first playthrough, I knew how to do it, and it's fine.
What are you buying?
But really, to knock it back, you need the Magnum. Even though you can't do so much damage during that first part, that the second fight against him doesn't take place, if you understand what I mean. So you can hit him with a rocket launcher. The first fight doesn't matter what you hit him with. The second fight will still happen.
They come back any time.
But I do always enjoy this part of the game. I really like the location as well, to be fair. But I do believe that It hits me twice. I remember being hit by him once during the whole time you're in these cages, but not twice, so that's terrible gameplay, which I'm raging at. I think that's what I'm going to do for the last 2 chapters. When something goes wrong, I'm just going to go raging. Raging.
What is that?
Surprise, motherfucker. Alrighty. So as you can tell, and you can see, the striker will not always make him recoil back. The Magnum will. Gotta do those quick time events as well, or you'll take quite a lot of damage. But he's jumping around, you can hear him, but from my time playing this game, I'd like to say that it's RNG where he's located. He's not always in the same place, so you're never quite sure when you're going to run into him. But I always like to shoot the buttons here early on before getting into this next room, before the cutscene happens. Shoot that one like that. And this one, a little bit tricky. Don't want to activate the cutscene, but there it is. Just makes it easier for yourself, really. But he's right next to us here, so I've got to get him back. But all it took there was one bullet. Try and run past him there and he gets me. And like I say, I think he hits me one more time as well. But this is when he changes into his second form. And I'm not 100%, but I would hazard a guess that if he gets you with his kind of pincer attack, then you're nearly dead already. One hit. There it is. Oh! Ah, there it is. Yeah. That's the second time he hits me, leaving me very, very salty. Raging. Raging indeed, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I was. And a pretty damn cool cutscene coming up here when it runs up the walls and chases us. Just when we thought we got rid of that crazy mofo. Now, during this fight here, we've got 2 stages. He doesn't change, but he changes the way that he attacks. So I'm going to let him eat some magnum bullets to get us started. I got 15 altogether, and I think I use a good 6 or 7 on him. And that was what I was saying to myself before the fight started, actually. I'm expecting him to come full on there from the front, but he comes from the right instead. But we've got 2 explosive canisters, so barrels. Right, make sure we use both of them. And then I like to lock him in for a little bit, which allows me to get some hits on him without taking damage. So yeah, I won't be surprised to see me use 3 more magnum bullets here. Get the reload ready for the next time I use it, and then I hit him with a mine thrower 3 times. And he's still not in his second stage, and I was a little bit surprised by that. I was expecting him to do, to be, sorry, in his second stage, but there's a grenade throw. There we have it. Tiny bit of TMP. And he's now in the second stage, where he comes up from the ground, and you've got to do a little quick time event. Shake him off, and then he chases after you immediately. And it's hard to know what to hit him with at this stage, because shotgun, obviously very dangerous from close up, but you do not want to get close to this guy whatsoever. Obviously you can get some distance with a semi-auto sniper, but it's very slow. So I would like to see MLGers do this legit, see what they do. But what I like to do is I like to get close to the gate, let him come up, and then boop, pop him with a mine thrower and run. And I'm pretty damn certain that I've got my mine thrower pimped out with max damage 6.0, so hurting him quite bad. Only thing is, as you can see, I've only got 1 bullet left. So I think I use a bit of TMP and then sniper from here on in. And it does take a little bit longer. Incendiary. And for some unknown reason, it has iframes there as he's coming up from the ground. Most wonderful. This part makes me laugh. We're just both running in circles. I have to let him get close to me before he starts to attack me, I think. Otherwise, he'll never go into the ground again. So I have to stop. And then he starts up again. So instead of attacking me straight away here, he dawdles, and I have no idea why, so it allows me to kill him. And overall, I'm pretty happy with that. Kind of reminds me of, I can't remember what they're called, but those guys from Fallout 3 that are with super mutants sometimes, but I can't remember what they're called. Is it Centaurs, is it? Remind me of them. Those things are annoying as fuck as well. But we are over halfway into Chapter 5-3. That was a good boss fight. Now we've just got to do a terrible boss fight. Krauser. And I read online that the Magnum does... Not the Magnum. The knife does a hell of a lot more damage on Krauser than any other enemy in the game. Obviously, he uses the knife, so it's just Lord McCarmy wanting us to engage in a proper knife battle. And it's a weird fight because I've had it before where I've stun locked him, which you can do, and he never attacks you and it's over straight away. Or it can take up to 5 attempts. It's a right pain in the arse. And yeah, it's really infuriating. Because sometimes when you go to knife him, what'll happen is you'll have to dodge his attacks using X and A or LT and RT, the quick time events. And you can be stuck in a continuous loop of trying to attack him and not managing to do so. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, this walkthrough / let's play is warts and all, so I've not edited out the wreckages, of which there are 4 altogether. But then the attempt where I do kill him, I did cut it out just to trim the video a little bit, just by 2 minutes. And I did use some magnum bullets as well to lower his HP. Probably about 4 or 5 magnum bullets within the fight. But never mind the 2 deaths. Coming up before the end of this video, there's some real bouts of stupidity. Including blowing myself up with a grenade. Bad gameplay, just some really infuriating moments. But I think in here is the last thing that you put in the golden links. There it is, the Stone of Treason. These upgrades are quite arbitrary by now, you know. It's not that important, really, what I upgrade from here on in.
Is that all straight? What are you buying? What are you buying?
I always go into the buy section.
Thank you.
Before I go into tune up, even though I never buy anything.
Thank you.
It's interesting with this game, isn't it, though, because obviously the inventory system is old school Resi, where you stop time and you can change things within your inventory, but you can't reload from the inventory. You've got to reload manually within the game, which is cool. That is definitely cool. Keeps the tension up.
Is that all?
Looking back, I'm not sure what I think of the inventory system in this game, but if you look at the 5th game, obviously you've got to do with Sheva. And whether you play it single player with her as AI or with a friend and go 2-player, you've got to put up with having 9 inventory spaces. You've got to have your guns within that and your ammo and health items and grenades. And really, Resident Evil 5's inventory system, it's very limiting, which old school Resi fans kind of like, but it's just a little too limiting, and it's an irritation more than anything. And the Resident Evil 6 inventory system, oh my lord, the less said about that the better.
So, you two are all hooked up now, is that it?
Where's Ashley?
Do you really want to know? She's beyond that gate. But you'll need 3 insignias to open it.
What are you gonna do, Krauser?
There's one in the north, and the other in the east.
And let me guess, you got the last one.
Shit.
It pretty much means you're on a tight leash.
Sounds like you thought this one out pretty well.
And those bullets can sometimes hit you, sometimes they don't. I've no idea why, but I like to run up here, wait for his attack. I think I get the shotgun ready, because I don't want to waste the magnum during these fights, but... think this first part goes pretty well up here. And then there's a bad moment where I get hit. He's got a throat-slitting attack as well, which, as you'd expect, is very damaging.
Getting a bit soft, are we?
That is potentially it if you don't press X in air. But yeah, you are going to see, before the end of this video, me lose quite a lot of health items, and in the next chapter, I can assure you. And that always happens to me on professional difficulty in this game. You spend the whole game pimping yourself up, maxing your health. These kind of RPG elements, even though it's not an RPG, you know, improving your character, and then, by the end, it means nothing, because the game is just bullshit. Problem I have with this game on professional the last 3 or 4 chapters. Ooh, the jukes. I went in for the hit then, but it automatically went into the QT8.
Now we're talking. Good, Leon.
And he hits me there, nearly kills me. No idea how to avoid that. Sometimes you do avoid it, sometimes you don't. Maybe there's something I'm missing, I'm not sure, but I hate it nevertheless. Rage. And pretty damn certain something goes Pete Tong up here.
That's what I'm... Now we're talking.
Oh no. To leave that green herb behind, ladies and gentlemen, as devastating as it is. But we've got the first piece.
What do you intend to do restoring them?
2 to go.
To bring order and balance to this insane world of ours.
A psycho like you can't bring order or balance.
You don't seriously think a conservative mind can chart a new course for the world, do you?
From what I remember, this part... Yeah, thank you, Krauser. This part goes pretty well, I think. Jukes.
Good,
A random statue appears, because why not? But I'm not going to lie, this has become agony to narrate now, talk over post-commentary. Because this game just should have ended after chapter 4/4. But here we have a moment where you can see Krauser's shadow, and I always remember this part, and I usually throw a grenade at him. However, he throws a grenade at me at the exact same time, and it is an hilarious clusterfuck. Watch this. Raging. Look at me! I'm raging in the inventory. That's not the last time I do that during this playthrough, ladies and gentlemen. And I've been hit again. Krauser's hat's come off, but I'm raging. Raging. Never seen that before. Going through the health items like there ain't no tomorrow. Unbelievable. Diabolical. And now we've got these retard bots as well that have joined the party. There's also one of these retard bots after a little cutscene with Krauser coming up that if you don't instantly run to your left, it'll just blow you up. It will just blow you up.
What is it that you fight for, comrade?
My past, I suppose.
Umbrella.
Shit! That's the one. But anyway, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I get my magnum ready. But I was already raging. 2 wreckages are incoming. And I'm not even going to call it the worst fight in video game history. I'm not even going to call it one of the worst fights in video game history. I just think it's pretty bad is all. I could have edited out the 2 deaths, told you about the 2 deaths, and then just kept in the whole 3rd successful attempt where I actually did wreck Krauser, but I didn't do that. I kept the 2 wreckages in and edited most of the successful attempts out.
Two down, 1 more to go, Krauser. We'll see about that. Witness the power!
You've lost it completely, Krauser.
Prepare for your death, Leon.
Here we go, boys. So I hit him with the magnum once, and the knife. He somehow hits me. I must have fucked up that QTE, not sure. Going for the knife. Thought I was going to stun lock him here. He dodges. Going again. I dodge. He gets me. It's wreckage. Raging. So if you are wondering, you can slice at his shins there, and you will be okay. I was tapping the X button, but because my health was already so low, the game quite simply doesn't care. It's going to kill you anyway. That's the way it works. It's quite weird when you think about it.
Prepare for your death, Leon.
But here's the second wreckage attempt. This one's even more retarded and hilarious, if that's possible. One shot. One shot. Raging. Horrible, horrible fight. But the 3rd time of asking, we did it. I wasn't expecting to do it the 1st time. I usually do get wrecked a few times on professional here, but there we have it. Like I said before, the knife does tons more damage to Krauser than any other enemy in the game. I wish Leon could kind of crouch down like Sebastian does in Evil Within, so I could have teabagged Krauser for that, but unfortunately we can't. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, thank God this chapter is over. But I tell you, the last thing I want now is a militarised Call of Duty action fest for the penultimate episode and chapter in the game. What's coming up? And a Call of Duty action fest militarised action end to the game. See you there.